Dan Lawless, West Ham fan TV. I'm here with my good friend Turkish from AFTV and the Big Six.
Come on.
Turkish, mate. First of all, how you doing today, mate? It is good to see you in person. We do a lot of, online streams and all sorts of stuff, but it's good to see you live in the flesh.
Yeah, it's good. Trust me. Last time we spoke, you made a special guest appearance on the Big Six to get onto Tobes a bit.
Yeah. After a big win against Leon, I was a little bit under the influence. I know Tobes had a few pina coladas as well. So, yeah, mate, that was a beautiful timing when you got me on there. So I appreciate that. But we're, Arsenal, West Ham, huge game for you.
Yep.
Not so much for us because we're looking at, Thursday, we're looking at the Europa League. I mean, how are you feeling on this game? Like, do you feel a sense of pressure? Are you feeling, they're resting players? Do you feel super confident? Or are you a little bit nervous for the game?
Dan, I don't know what to think, mate. Because after that last international break, I was already looking at Chelsea, Man United and West Ham as the three games that could cause a little hiccup. But that hiccup came before those three games against Palace, Brighton and Southampton. And then we go into Chelsea United and we've got 6 out of 6 points. So I don't know what to think. Obviously, West Ham away is not an easy fixture. But I'm surprised that when I look at the recent results and over the last 10 years, we've actually got a good record against West Ham. They just tend to be difficult games.
Yeah.
West Ham always put up a fight. And I know you've got injuries and I know you've got one eye on that Europa League semi-final. And well done for that, by the way, because that's no mean feat. I mean, it's an achievement in itself. And I actually want you guys to go to the final and do your thing because, West Ham have a lot of history and the fan base deserves it as well. So credit to Moyes and credit to West Ham there. But we need the 3 points on Sunday. I mean, it's got to that stage now where every single game is a cup final and every single game the top 4 race can swing one way to the white side and it could swing another way to the red side of North London. That's what it's been in the past 3-4 game weeks. And that's what's going to be up until that North London derby. We've got you next, and then we've got Leeds after that, who are very much in a relegation battle. They have Leicester before we play on Sunday, and then Tottenham have Liverpool away, where I expect them to drop points. So Arsenal can do some damage in the next couple of games. If we do what we need to do and we get 3 against West Ham and we get 3 against Leeds, then I think the gap between us and Tottenham heading into that North London derby is a gap that will leave us in a position where we don't need to win that game in order to be confident in the last 2. And that's all I want. So on the game on Sunday, I don't know what to think. You've got injuries. You're going to rotate heavily. I can only sway towards a bit of optimism off of that fact. And if Xhaka and El Nene continue the partnership they've been showing in the Chelsea and United game, I think we'll get the job done.
If you don't win this game, if you don't beat us, do you are going to be feeling like top 4 might be done, or do you still feel you got a chance? How important is winning this game in terms of actually getting that top 4?
It's mad, Dan. At the end of January, we drew 0-0 to Burnley at the Emirates, and I said, listen, after that January window, after getting knocked out of 2 domestic cups, it's over. It's over. Tottenham made 2 signings. They already had Antonio Conte in that position, but what do I know? February comes, and from February up until that Crystal Palace game, Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal's team, the squad, they all done their bit. Cedric come in for Tomiyasu, he performed better than we expected. And then you go to those 3 games and then you get dragged back down to earth a little bit. I don't think we need to beat West Ham this Sunday to still be in the top 4 race. We are 2 points above Tottenham at this moment in time. I believe they will drop points against Liverpool away. Fingers crossed that happens because I thought the same against Man City away and they managed to pull 3 points out the bag. But I think in order for me as an Arsenal fan to go into that North London derby, go into that stadium optimistic as I can ever be, I really need to beat West Ham. I really need us to beat West Ham this Sunday. But to answer your question, I don't think it'll be over if we don't. I mean, bare minimum a point. If we lose, obviously questions will be asked about, morale and can they turn the corner again? Because this Arsenal team has turned the corner a few times this season. The first 3 losses, international break, we come out the blocks and we got 1-0 narrow wins here and there, but we managed to turn the corner. Then we had the Liverpool away, Man United away, Everton away, 3 away losses in 4 fixtures. We turned the corner again. And then we had January, 2 domestic cup exits, a window that we left the window weaker than we went into the window. We drew at home to Burnley, but we still bounced back. And again now, hopefully the final bounce back this season after the Brighton, Palace and Southampton game, Chelsea and United. I don't want to see us in a position where we need to bounce back again. I just want us to look straight and go for it now because it's there. in my honest opinion, I think we deserve it. We deserve it because no one expected us to be there. You know, Tottenham, all right, they had Nuno at the beginning of the season, but still they have some quality world-class players that have been to Champions League finals and World Cup semis and Euro final, whatever. Arsenal don't necessarily have that. So I believe we deserve it.
It's your best chance. This season is the best chance for you to get it, because you look at it, next season is going to be mad. Like, obviously, look, Liverpool, Man City aside, Chelsea, we don't know what situation they're in, but apparently they're going to have money, they're going to strengthen. Spurs, if Conte stays, they're going to give him money. Newcastle are going to spend like crazy to try and get up there. There's going to be a lot more teams competing up there next season. But do you feel like that Champions League will solve your problems? Do you think that, like, how important is it? Or is it just the idea of we want to be playing there next season? Or do you think it does solve a lot of Arsenal's problems and helps you going forward?
Fuck just playing in the Champions League, you know. I mean, under Wenger, you know, that stat that we made Champions League for however many years in a row. But by the end of that, the last 10 years of being in the Champions League, we was there to make up the numbers. You know, there was no belief that we could go on and win it. There was no ambition off the pitch to tell us that they want to win it. So is getting back into top four the be on end all? It isn't. Does it solve all our problems? It doesn't, because our problems stem from above. And in my opinion, when I first realised where our problems stem from, where I first realised where our decline has come from, I looked at the ownership, and you know, have they changed? I don't know that, and we don't know that as a fan base until we get back into top four, until we have a team where we're going into a season and we know top four is the bare minimum. Then I'll see if this team has, the team has changed, but then I'll see if this club has changed, if the people above have changed. Because just making top four financially appeases them, but it does nothing for us fans. That's where they need to find that balance between being happy with the finances and also giving back to the fans and showing some ambition. So for me, I need top four this season, because then it'll be over to you guys. No excuses. We're in Champions League. You've got a young manager that you've supported for the last couple of years through thick and thin. You've invested in him with 150 million last summer, and now we've got Champions League. Kick on. Have a massive summer off the back of it. If we don't off the back of it, then it will pretty much tell me that same old story.
Looking at the manager now, because obviously you alluded to, I think in total they've given Arteta something like £250 million they've given this man. What are your feelings towards Arteta? And if you do miss out on top four, would you sack him, or do you think give him, one more season? Like, what is your feelings on Mikel Arteta?
With Mikel, it's a tough one, because when he came in, I believe that going for an inexperienced manager was the wrong thing to be doing. But it seems like they've gone with him and they've backed him. Like you said, 200 million plus spend. They've allowed him to take risks with the big names like Ozil and Oba. They've been shown the door. Guendouzi, one of our young promising talents. They've stuck by him through thick and thin. With Mikel, he's shown some good things, and then he's shown some naivety at times. But that naivety comes with inexperience. So do I blame him for that? Not necessarily. I always look above again, because the reality of the matter is, if Arteta's a success at this club, then credit to the Cronkays and credit to Vinay and Edu and everyone that made this possible. If he's not, do I look at Mikel? I don't. I look above again, because even if I get to the point with Mikel like I did with Emery and Wenger, where I think it's time to move on, do I believe this board and ownership are going to bring in a manager that we discussed previously, and maybe the Contes, Peps, Klopps, that sort of a level, like a Simeone, for example? I don't believe they will. So when a new manager comes in, the slate is essentially clean for the owner. The fans get behind that new manager, and then the next 2 years passes where you look back, nothing's been done. You're pretty much in the same position. You've given them another chance. They've wasted it. What do you do next? I'm tired of continually going for managers. I'm tired of this whole out thing. It's become a brand in itself. This person out, that person out. And I get it. I was part of Wenger out because I wanted him out. But what it's become now, it's jarring to me, because especially being online, everyone wants you to be out or in. Are you Arteta out or in? I'm neither. I'm just trying to analyse and enjoy the moments we've had this season, but at the same time apply the pressure. There's a balance to it. We have to be balanced. We have to be balanced, otherwise you lose yourself in the positivity, and you might as well put a blindfold on and go to the games, because the reality is some fans don't care too much about what's happening on the pitch. They care about the aura more. But then you get some fans that are maybe too far wide over the other side of the fence, where they're too negative. And that doesn't help either, because every loss, they're at the throats of the positive ones. So literally every win, the positive ones are going for the negative ones, and every loss, the negative ones are going for the positive ones. I'm just trying to take a step back from all that. I don't want to be part of that mess. I'm trying to be fair on Mikel. For some reason, because the slate was clean when Mikel came in, I have to be fair on Kroenke since they've taken full ownership, because that's a new one, only judge us since we became full owners in 2018. But at the same time, since 2018, 4 years has passed. There's enough substance there to look back now and say, you haven't got it all right since you've taken over, mate.
If you get top 4, have a good season next season, is it Kroenke in? Are we going to hear Turkish say Kroenke in?
I doubt it, because I just don't see it. A good season for me. I'm an Arsenal fan who grew up in the 90s. A good season for me is challenging for a title, bare minimum. Bare minimum.
Is that what it takes for Kroenke in? Is that what it takes to hear them? Everyone's thinking, could you imagine Turkish saying Kroenke in?
If we get to a position where we're challenging for the league title, not necessarily winning it, but challenging for it, that means that Kroenke has done what he needs to do off the pitch. And then that will go some way in changing my mind about him. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't, because I believe everything they've done in the past few years has been PR. It's been a ploy to take our mind off things. There's been fan tokens, there's been fan forums that they've, all of a sudden become part of. But the reality is, they're still doing what they want to do, because January showed me that. January was the month for me to say, listen, Arsenal fans, we fucked you over for the last 10 years. Top 4 is within our sights. Our man is at the helm, Mikel Arteta. Here's a big signing. And when the rumours are you've gone for 70 million Vlahovic and you haven't gotten it, well, where's that 70 million gone? Because that 70 million is for that fiscal financial year. It rolls over again in the summer. So
it goes. We know this as West Ham fans. That 70 million, those fees go missing. And
if it was ever there, if it was ever there, I look at that as more PR, more, put that rumour out there for the January, and that'll appease them, because it'll show them that we're trying. But the reality is, I'm done with Arsenal trying. We tried for Benzema, we tried for Higuain, we tried for a lot of players over the years. It's time to start doing and getting.
Well, I thought we was the only we tried FC, but it looks like we're competing on that.
We're part of the club.
I'm asking you about players that you're worried about, but again, we're resting players. We don't exactly know what the lineup's going to be like, but any West Ham players that you would definitely be worried about?
I'm a big fan of Bowen. I was a big fan of him before this season. I was a big fan of him when he first came to West Ham. I think he's a quality player. And I think this season he's really come into his own. He's, taken that responsibility on. He thrives under pressure. I don't think he'll play, because he is one of your key players, and I think you'll keep him for the Frankfurt game. But if he does, he's definitely one to look out for. Antonio's another. Antonio goes through spurts for me. When he scores, he'll go through like a 7-game run where he gets 6 in 7 or 9 in 7. And he's one of those physical type strikers. And at times this season, at times throughout the last 10 years, physical strikers have caused our defence problems. So if I'm looking outside him without knowing the lineup and without knowing the rotation that Moyes is going to go for, I think Bowen and Antonio are two that worry me, and also Declan Rice. Without Thomas Partey, I believe our midfield is weak. I mentioned Xhaka and Nene's performances against Chelsea and United. We need that level of performance again. But I also don't think you'll be risking Declan Rice either. So there's 3 players, Declan Rice, Antonio and Bowen. Those are the 3 that, in my opinion, I'd be worried about if I see them on the starting lineup.
And you know what, I just come into me, because a lot of our fans, there's been a lot of debate online about Nketiah. Should West Ham sign Nketiah? Like, is he the answer? Is he just being mishandled, misused at Arsenal? Is he not getting a chance? Like, what do you think about Nketiah in terms of as a player for West Ham?
For West Ham and what you've been doing over the last couple of years, I think Eddie Nketiah will be a good option. And that's probably it. It'll be up to him then to prove himself as any more than an option. He's been unlucky at Arsenal, and he's been unlucky on a loan spell at Leeds when Bamford was, first pick more often than not every week. So he didn't really get much of a chance. When he come off the bench, he did get goals. Towards the end of this season, he got a couple against Chelsea. Hopefully he kicks on. For West Ham, I think moving forward, you're going to need to add depth. If you're competing in multiple fronts, Europe and domestic cups and Premier League, you need depth, and I think Eddie will add that. I just don't know the best version of Eddie, because Arsenal have never tailored their game to suit Eddie. Eddie's just stepped in, So I think in terms of the person, he's done an interview recently with the Beautiful Game podcast, and he comes across well. He loves the club, but he also says that he needs to, test himself. He needs to be playing. He's at that age now where he feels like he deserves to be given a chance. That's all the right things to be saying. It's not going to happen at Arsenal, but at a team like West Ham, it can happen. He doesn't have to move too far. He stays within London. His family won't have to up and move. So I guess that adds some comfort. I think it would be a decent move.
My big problem is with Nketiah is, like, you're right, he definitely would be a good option. We need to sign 2 strikers. I don't look at him as the main striker, as the one, our main target. And if he comes, he's the same problems at Arsenal. He wants to be starting games week in, week out. He's not going to be guaranteed that at West Ham, because we're going to have a competition. That's what we need. So that's why I think Nketiah is a non-starter for me, just because I don't want to sit here and go, we've signed Nketiah, he's going to be the main man.
Yeah.
Like, nah, not for me. So it's going to be interesting for sure, see what we do, because I'll be pissed if it's just Nketiah and nothing else.
Similarly with us, I mean, we're being linked with Gabriel Jesus, and I look at, listen, Gabriel Jesus is a better player than Eddie Nketiah, but we need 2 strikers, and I feel like just bringing in Jesus wouldn't be enough, because I think you need that competition, you need someone to challenge, and you need them to be battling for that one position, because that, competition breeds quality.
He's not that, and the same when I look at Eddie Nketiah and I look at Jesus and I question, is he that 15 to 20 goal striker at your club?
Exactly.
You know,
That's the
what we
question.
need.
That's the question, and that's why I think both of us are alluding to, you'd be happy with Eddie, but you need another. I'd be happy with Jesus, but we need another.
So, speaking of happy, give me your score prediction. Will Turkish be happy after Sunday, or will I be happy?
I'm gonna cross my fingers and say I'm gonna be happy. I think you'll still be happy considering you got the second leg Europa League semi-final. You'll brush this one off, win, lose or draw, because that's the focus. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. I think the rotation and the injury problems and that Europa League semi-final, all the chips have kind of fallen in Arsenal's favour this Sunday. So hopefully we get the job done. Then again, when you expect from Arsenal, we let down. When you don't expect, we do the thing.
Yeah, like West Ham.
Yeah, similar.
Don't do things the easy way. Always got to do things the hard way.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, I'm sticking with 0-0. I can see that happening. But Turkish, mate, thank you so much for coming on. Let the people know where they can find you.
No worries. Love people. Turkish LDN, YouTube, Insta, Twitter, TikTok is the Big Six Show. The Big Six Show on YouTube as well. We've got an official channel. Dan's on there from time to time. We're gonna build on it next season. We're gonna bring Dan in some more. We're gonna make sure we get other teams involved, people. But yeah, Turkish LDN at the Big Six Show, all of that.
Yeah, definitely check out Big Six Show. It is great lineup of contributors on there. Brilliant banter. That skullfuggery guy who does all of these videos, it is crazy. Like, honestly, it's a real funny channel. Like I said, I've been on there quite a few times this season and it's always fun. So please check that out, because you're missing out by not watching it. Thanks once again, Turkish. Look, good luck for the rest of the season after Sunday, of course.
No worries. No, like I said, good luck in that Europa League second leg.
And one thing left to say, come on, you Irons.